links down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That is what allows me to continue to make content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. I post a lot over there. The link to my Patreon is down below if you want extra content, but you don't want to leave the platform. You can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below or going to my channel page and clicking join. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube members. You might have to do that from a desktop. Alright, so let's see what I got for. Let's mix them up a little bit so that I'm a little surprised when I see what one's next. Going to bed at 8 p.m. Nothing like it. I love it. And you might say, well, it's still light out in the summertime at 8 p.m. I know. That's why we have curtains. And I don't always actually fall asleep at 8 p.m. But I just love to get into bed and turn the TV on, open up a book, get my Kindle out, and then whatever happens, happens. But retiring for the evening at 8 p.m. I love it. If that makes me dull or, a lightweight or something, cool. I used to go to bed at 8 a.m. some nights. I love being the first person to leave an event. Everybody's always waiting for who's going to be the first to leave because I want to leave. No, I'll do it. Alright, guys. Get my hugs and go. And then, like you see, as you're doing that, then people are like, oh yeah, I should probably, I'll do it. I want to do it. I will take one for the team. I will be the first to leave an event probably every single time. I mean, most people know that about me. Most people in my circle know that about me. So, being the first to leave an event. I love drinking coffee right up until bedtime. I know a lot of people cannot do this, and I don't drink full caf. I don't like the way full caf makes me feel, but I drink a steady stream of half caf throughout the day. And I can do that right up until bedtime with zero problems going to sleep. Caffeine just affects me differently, and that's probably the reason why, but I don't drink pop really, and I don't drink alcohol, so it's my little treat right up until bedtime. Like I think other people are drinking, they're having their soda. Oh, they're having tea. That's what they're doing. They're having tea. I wish I could like tea more. I just don't. I do like me an Arnold Palmer though. An Arnold Palmer is essentially half tea, half lemonade. But yes, I'm drinking my half caf coffee, alternating it with water, and I can do that right up until bedtime. One of the ladies at work that I was talking to, she has to stop drinking coffee at noon. She says if she has any coffee after noon, she can't sleep. Like, wow. You need almost 10 hours to not feel. I wish coffee would last that long on me. Coffee doesn't even wake me up. It does help me focus. And it tastes good to me. It's like my treat that keeps me going, but it does not wake me up. Never has. Okay. This one I love. more social than me. He'll go over once in a while and talk for a couple minutes. Because, like, a couple of my neighbors are really close. Like, they're a little bit older. They sit in their chairs and they just gab. I'm talking, like, from Friday night. They all get off work around the same time and they'll just gab until 11 p.m. They also travel together. They went on like a golf trip. Like, they're like this, right? And they're nice. They keep their yard nice. They're cool. I can't be close to people that live that close to me. I wouldn't want my mom living next door. You know, like, I just that said, like, if they needed, you know, something with their dog, I could let their dog, like, we're cool enough, you know. And what's nice about my neighbors is they work for security companies, so they have security, like, on lock. They work together. I think they work together too, yeah. I don't know if they're in the same building or office, but they both work for the same company. Kind of weird. So yeah, I'm just a hi, bye, howdy, how you doing? What was the home improvement? Howdy neighbor, I don't know. But my husband will go chat, have a beer once in a while. That's the other thing too, I don't drink, so going over there as they're drinking progressively I wouldn't, you know, the volume gets a little louder and I'm out. So, unfortunately, I do love being very casual when it comes to neighbors. Who knows what they think of me? Not my problem, not my business. Kind of on that same note, I love not answering my phone, not answering the door. Do you have an appointment? Actually, there is a sign on our front door that says, it blames the dog. You know, it says, do not knock, do not ring the bell, text. And, you know, they're not going to text. Because these are just randoms. So I'm not going to answer the door. And I don't care if you know that I'm home either. Nobody's home. I don't get, like, who are you? Why are you here? So, I love not answering my phone. I don't answer the phone unless I sense an emergency. So, like, most of the time it can be a text, but if somebody calls, like, that's close to me that knows that I need a text, then I'm like, oh, this is probably an emergency. Like, one of my friends, she'll text, like, hey, this kind of has to be a phone call. Is that okay? Like, she's so respectful of how I am. And, or when is it okay, you know? And so we schedule a little time to talk. But yeah, I'm not answering the phone. My mom will message me and say, hey, can we do, like, a FaceTime tonight or tomorrow night? Yeah, that's cool. Like, I just have to know what's coming. And it has to be of some kind of importance. I don't just sit on the phone and gab. Gab like a little schoolgirl. And if you do, I love that for you. I love that friends can just chat. And me and my friend group or whatever, we're on a snap group, Snapchat, and we're constantly all day, like, sending memes and chatting that way. And that works for me. So whatever works for you. I know we gotta talk shit. It's an important part of life. I just don't want to do it with a hot phone on my ear. And the expectation of, you know, constant. I don't know. What am I hearing? It must be Mondo because Peps is right here. Unfortunately, I do love speaking ill of the dead. I have mentioned this before. I mentioned a couple of these before. I love speaking ill of the dead. If the dead acted ill, I gotta get Mondo. Person is the subject. This dead person. You know, and people are like, oh, you know, they were okay. Let me give you an example. At my dad's funeral, some guy sad. She was such a good person, and I was like, well, I don't know what you know that I don't, but that girl was a racist cunty. Okay. Anyway, unfortunately, I do love correcting people with facts politically, and I don't care their relation to me. I don't care their status to me. I don't care their age. Now I'm trying to think of an example. Okay. My grandma's very susceptible to these people saying that there's like these fifth term abortions. That they're just like having live births and you know, putting them in a guillotine, and that's not the case. And so she'll share this information. She's fully capable. She'll share this information. Like, oh my God, this is so terrible. And to her, believing that is true, well, yeah, that would be terrible, right? But I will say that's not happening. And you know, some people will be like, oh, just leave her alone. Because no, I respect her enough to let her know the truth. If she's young enough to be absorbing this information and then sharing it, she is young enough to know the truth too. I actually think it's disrespectful just to let that go. And just let somebody be uninformed on something that they're so affected by. So no, I will correct with facts or data if I have to. I'm not gonna go to great lengths for people that cannot be like they're delusional and they really believe their lies, you know. But or the people that just don't, they already know it's a lie and they're just spreading it for their own agendas. So yeah, I do love correcting people with facts politically. Also love, unfortunately I do love blocking people on social media. Love it. When I had Facebook, my block list was so long. It doesn't even have to be a direct interaction with me. I'll be like, who said block? I hope I never read anything that person types again. Block. Also blocking people that I know IRL. Like, I don't care. I'll see you at work tomorrow after I blocked you. I don't care. And there's like a helicopter, but you know, occasionally you'll see somebody and they'll be like, did you block me? Yes. Yes. I have, well, I'm not on there anymore, but I have like direct family blocked. I have coworkers blocked. I just don't care. I don't care. And in fact, not only do I not care, I love it. I love blocking people on social media. And I'm sure some people love blocking me, and I first 75 pages of a book. Let's just see. The first 2 or 3 episodes of a show. Let's just see. But some stuff you can't even get to that point. It's like the first couple pages. Oh no. The first 10 minutes of a show. Oh no. It didn't take me long on that stupid Denzel, that highest to lowest. Oh no. And sometimes I will convert and watch it as like, oh, this is gonna be hilarious. It's so bad it's gonna be hilarious, but there's some that I can't